All right, what is going on, everybody? It is Jew coming to you with another video regarding talking about something a little bit different. Not much different, but I'm going to be talking about comic books. But yeah, before I get started on that, I do comic book reviews, commentating storylines, updates, podcasting, collaborations, film reviews, trailer reactions, name it, anything that you recommend. Leave that down below in the comment section. If you're new, hit that like and subscribe. Join the Discord as well. I'm still trying to build a Discord. Not very many people have joined, but I still have it there. Once I get something going and start going live, I will be utilizing Discord a little bit better. But right now, it's just there for people to join, and then we'll work from there. So on this one, I'm going to be talking about some of the comics I'm going to be reading within the next week and this month that are new. But before I get started on that, I just want to talk about the last 2 weeks. I have not really done many uploads. I have been reading comic books. I have been keeping up with news stories, upcoming films, and this one I'm going to talk about comic books I'm going to read. Actually, hopefully this week. Now, like I say, I've not been uploading as much in the last 2 weeks, especially with the comic book reviews, due to the fact that I started ordering online. Now, when I started this channel, I had opportunities to go to the store itself all the time. Now, I live in Georgia. The comic book stores are a little spread out down here, and there's a timing issue. I have a full-time job. I have a actual career. So I get off in the middle of the day. If you live down here, you know about traffic. I know that some people say, if you're a lover, you'll go do it. But, you know, I'm not. I can't drive to the comic book store. After getting off on Wednesday and Thursday, traffic is hell. And majority of the time I was going, I had opportunities to get off early those days, like Tuesdays, Wednesdays. And I was able to go on comic book New Day or at the latest Thursday. But now that I've been consistently ordering online, the date that I'm receiving these books are inconsistent, and it's discouraging me to. By the time I get the books, I'll read them, but I'm also moving on to next week, trying to see what I got going on next week, and it's putting me in a position where yes, I can do the comic book reviews. I can do them. It's not wrong with doing them days late. There's not. You can do it. You can do a comic book review 3 years later. The thing is, I'm trying to stay consistent with a flow on how I upload my channels. Now, it is inconsistent for me not to upload. I just did a whole bunch of ranting about how I'm dealing with my comic book reviews. I'm going to talk about the ones I have. Hopefully, I'm going to be reading this week, maybe next week. But I'm going to be posting. I am going to be posting some update videos on these books. Now, what I'm going to be getting into is Marvel. And y'all notice I don't do a lot of Marvel reviews, but there's a few. I've done Predator and Red Goblin, and I did read the Gold Goblin. I didn't like Gold Goblin. I didn't. I don't know why. I just didn't. I'm not sure why. I was just struggling. But this one ain't even a normal Marvel book. This is Planet of the Apes. Oh my God, that's so big. Planet of the Apes has got a book coming out on Wednesday, the 5th, and I've already got it on my order store. It's already in there. Now, I'm not going to order next day air because they charge you like $30. That's the only way I'd better get the book on time, so it's not that serious to me. If I don't do my review, hopefully I'll have at least a review by Thursday or Friday. But, yeah, this is going to be one of the ones I'm going to read. I'm interested in Planet of the Apes. Now, I've read 0 Planet of the Apes comics, but I recall the old Planet of the Apes film that was in black and white, which I did not really watch much of. My parents did. And then there was a 2000 film with Mark Wahlberg in it, where it was just a bunch of dudes in costumes, just like the one before that was a bunch of people in costumes. But these are more updated costumes, I guess. You had the dude from Green Mile. What's his name? Duncan, playing as a gorilla. Don't you find that suspicious? No. Yeah, yeah. The one guy playing as orangutan. I can't think of his name. The actor. He's been in a lot of films. Anyways, it was an okay film. It did have the same character as Caesar and all of it. Uh, but it was still a little weird. It was a weird. At the time, we was okay with it. Then they came out with the film Planet of the Apes, where they used CGI with Andy Serkis and what's his name? Pineapple Express actor. Godly, I can't think of his name at the moment. Anyways, he was in Planet of the Apes, the first one, and his dad was having like Alzheimer's, and Caesar was removed from a facility, and then he was kept as, I guess he was raising him, and then he decided he couldn't keep him because he had an incident where he ran out the house to protect his dad, Franco. That was the guy's name of the film, Franco. And he ended up attacking somebody to protect, and they said, "No, you got to go. He got to go to the sanctuary. He got taken to a ape sanctuary for apes." I mean, it was mainly orangutans, but I mean, not orangutans, chimpanzees, and there was a orangutan that happened to be in there. Uh, Anyways, there was a bonobo. I think, was that a bonobo? Wait a minute. No, that was not a bonobo. But there was another. There was a alpha male that was in there that ran. He ran that whole thing, and Caesar decided at one day it was time for him to take over, and they got the virus, and it made them smarter, turned them more human-like, and they have ran out and taken over the planet. Then there ended up being three of them, and they ended up having a family and having kids, and so on, so on, so on. They ended up having a war. I think they even said there's another one coming out, which is interesting. So that's going to be very interesting to see. They're actually pretty good. It was different. They made them look more like apes rather than people in costumes. So that's the only set of Planet of the Apes that I'm aware of. I'd have read zero comic books of Planet of the Apes. So yes, I am a little bit excited to read this, to see and have an interest in this. As you see, there's chimpanzees, gorillas, probably bonobos. They're going against the humans. I'm not sure is it probably, I don't know if this is starting from, it says that this is based off where I order my books. It says that this is volume 3. Ain't that what it says? It says issue 1, but on the website that I order my books from, Midtown, it said it was volume 3. I was like, what? So there was 2 other volumes before this? So that means if I'm late, but the only thing this says is Planet of the Apes. Adventures of Planet of the Apes. Okay, that says 1975. That's probably talking about that old black and white film. Let's see. It doesn't even have a title. Let me see. Is there other covers for this? They don't have alternate covers. Anyways, this would be, there is other covers, by the way. I've seen them on the other page. But anyways, I'm going to be checking this out, and this is definitely something that if it turns out to be what it is, then I'm going to definitely finish the series. As you can see, they do look more human-like on here. They don't look like apes. They look like Bigfoots. But anyways, yeah, we're gonna definitely continue with that. All right, so the next one that I'm excited about is, this is very interesting. This is a very different look, but just to give you a preview of where it comes from, this is gonna be a Disney book that comes out this week. Disney. Now, I have read a Disney book that's a comic book in the past months. I've been reading Darkwing Duck, which the first one was pretty entertaining. The second one, the third one, the third issue was a little, was all right. It wasn't, I felt like it was all over the place. I was a little bit confused about that particular story that was going on in that Darkwing Duck. But anyways, and then there's another Disney Gargoyles, which I've read zero of those. I have no interest in those. Even though I did grow up watching the cartoon, I just didn't want to read them. I don't know. Anyways, this one I'm actually interested in. This is Scar. Scar has a comic book, Disney Villains. That's what they're called, Disney Villains. Scar. So what I would assume, if they're gonna have Disney Villains seriouses, there's other storylines that are gonna be coming out for villains. Maybe Jabbar, maybe I don't know, Shere Khan, maybe I'm trying to think of some Disney villains. I don't, Ursula. I don't know. But anyways, this one right here is actually fairly interesting because I was a big fan of The Lion King when I was a kid when it came out in the 90s. Now, this was a very interesting, and I did like Scar. I thought Scar was a beast. I thought Scar was a very dramatic, scary, interesting, nice personality character, which in the 90s was played by Jeremy, is that his name? Jeremy Rather? No, not Rather. Not Rather. That's a whole nother guy. I'm having trouble with names today. Anyways, the same guy that played as Alfred in the Ben Affleck Batman, that guy, he played as Scar in the 90s. Anyways, I didn't watch I still have not watched the Lion King, the CGI version. I still have not watched it. They would call it the live action. Not live action. It's freaking CGI. It might be voiced CGI. It's live action. The hell are you talking about? Anyways, Scar. Scar. This is going to be a very interesting one. Scar is one of my favorite villains, to be honest with you. Even though he was a complete and he was a jerk. He was, but he was still. When it comes to villains, you're going to have these villains that you say, you know what? I don't want. I've watched films where I'm like, I did not want these villains to die. I want these villains to be here forever. Remember, the Joker would never die. He was always getting away. No matter how close Batman got to him, he got away. So this one I'm definitely going to be reading, and there is a ton of covers, and the Midtown comic store that I order from has even more covers than this. This is only, I don't know what the difference is between these two, but this is only, that's only 8, 7. Well, this one looks the same as these ones. Okay, well, anyways, yeah, these are some great covers. I'm interested in these stories. Yeah, remember that scene, huh? So yeah, so this week, like I said, I'm going to be reading the new Planet of the Apes. I'm going to be reading Scar. There's a couple other issue ones that I'm going to be reading, but I'll make the video of those once I read those. But these are two I just want to kind of throw out there. It looks like they have, this is through this through Dynamite. So yeah, this is definitely definitely going to be an interesting read, and I'm very interested. If I was okay with Darkwing Duck, I think, as long as the storyline is great for this one, I can't see me coming up short. So, but yeah. But yeah, just wanted to get an update on what I got going on and how I'm doing my comic book reviews, and just give you some updates of something we're going to be reading this week. Those are 2 particular books I'm going to be reading this week. So yeah, so if you're new to the channel, go ahead, follow, subscribe, like, leave a comment below. Let me know what you're reading in the future as well. And be prepared for the lost of my comic book reviews now. Because like I said, be prepared. No. All right. I'll see you on the next one.